a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day. For a neighbor, would you be mine? Probably not. You live in a walled and gated community, so you won't be my friend. You might ask me to, will you please get your friends out of my neighborhood because you make us nervous telling truth and everything and acting like real humans instead of owners. So I'm sorry for you, Mark. Mark Zuckerberg, I, Eshkalar, apologize to you for the fact that your company is being absorbed by hostile competitors. Now, what do I mean? Well, I just read a news article that said Facebook's parent company, Meta, has just laid off 13% of its employees. Do you think that's going to increase its effectivity as a social entity? No, I don't think so. I think it's going to hurt it. And I think that what's going to hurt the most, of course, is the lives of the people that need to support themselves instead of the ones that live in the stock market, which are the ones that aren't going to get laid off, right? Right, Mark? Yeah. The ones that are going to get laid off are the ones that are struggling to survive, not the ones that find it easy to survive, and so they like to poke rocks into the anthill just because they got nothing else to do. So, Mark Zuckerberg, you are being attacked by hostile entities and you will probably be absorbed. And your vision for the future will be resorbed into the utter depravity of the ownership, who have none of our interests at heart. None. They only have their own interests at heart. They don't think of us as people. We're units in demographics. We're dots that must be placed in a certain order, or else those owners don't feel comforted, which they don't deserve because they're not giving us what we want. Why should we give you what you want if you don't give us what we want? You don't get that because you think you're specialer than us, but you're not. You're just more crippled mentally than we are. The very minds that seek to deny themselves of everything so they can work harder and gain more and grab more and fight more and claw more and destroy more are the minds that have moved themselves away from the concerns and considerations of humanity at large. You have left the safety of the herd and you are trying to become a predator. And you think that the real predators aren't out there. You will just be swallowed, Mark. And it's true. And the political platforms that we call social media will now become more what's the word I'm looking for? Can't think of the word. Vitriol. We'll have more of that in it. We'll have more anger and more hate and more trying to get half of America locked up in prison camps because that's what our people are preaching. Lock them up, lock them up. They don't believe what I believe. I don't even know what I believe. I just wait for television to tell me. Then the world isn't safe anymore. Now, America has enemies, but the enemies aren't your neighbors. The enemies are outside, other nations that want our system to fall. Whether you like the system or not, whether it's benefiting you or not, if that system falls, it will fall for everyone. That includes the ownership, who's trying to keep us weak by dividing us with rhetoric, dividing us with favoritism. Oh, only libs are cool. Oh, only cons are cool. Ignoring the idea that when you buy that pizza that you like, yeah, one of the guys that makes it's a lib, and the other guy's a conservative. And you think idiot things that are taught to you by television, which is a medium where idiocy is preached by the ownership to keep us separated so we do not form into a single united bloc capable of negotiating with them on an equitable level. I just made sense. I wish you'd go back and listen to that. And that's what we're seeing in social media. The turning of social media from a friendly place where grandfathers can show their pictures to a place where political hate is the order of the day. Political hate. Who would preach that first you should hate other American citizens and then worry about the outside world? Who would preach that at you? Your enemy. No one else. No friend would preach that first you have to be violent against other citizens and then we can take on the world. Nobody but an enemy of that society could preach that. That is treason if it's acted upon. And we'll find that out soon, I think. However, they're coming for you, Mark. And Facebook will now become more vituperous. That's the word I was looking for. More vituperation. That's what I was looking for. Sorry, I had a little trouble. But it will become more horrible, more unpleasant, more unsustainable because you're trying to drive people away again and re-fractionalize us so that we cannot combine into a single block capable of approaching ownership and negotiating with it as equals. The people that are the owners, for them that is anathema. That is, no, 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 no. You're not equal to me. I'm me. My mother said I'm me, and your mother never said you're you. Yes, she did, Guy. But I worked hard. And so did we. But I denied myself. Because you wanted to. We deny ourselves because we have to, because of the world you made for us. There's a big difference. So, we're going to see the death of social media as a place to freely interact. We're going to see social media become highly partisan, and it's only going to be partisan to keep us divided. And guess why? Because those wealthy owners that don't want to be bothered to spend money benefiting their workers, that don't want to make the world a better place for anybody but themselves, who are so inhuman that that's what they think will benefit the world, as if only they are benefited or get anything good. Yeah. You people are going to win. And when you win, you're going to lose. And you're going to see that loss and you're going to blame it on us. Oh, you people should have been more in line with my obsessive desire to make me a more rich person. No, we shouldn't. We should have never let you rise that high in the first place. And that's the truth. Now, Mark, I watch Facebook preach political hate and then shut people down for following that political hate, saying, oh, well, this hasn't been fact-checked. But you let the original lies pass without fact-checking them. And you never came back to us and said, oh, by the way, this was a lie, that was a lie, this was a lie, that was a lie. We're so sorry we perpetrated all these lies that divided you and kept you from forming into a single consolidated block capable of negotiating with ownership for better conditions. No, you did exactly what you wanted, Mark. And you got away with it. And now you're going to pay the price because other hostiles, people hostile to our way of life, the poorest way of life, other hostiles are going to eat you now and use you as a stepping stone to get where they want to go, and you're going to lose. Now, the worst thing in the world that could possibly happen to you from your point of view is that you're forced to become one of us again, isn't it? That's how different, that's how warped the owners are in their thinking. In our world, we say all people are equal. Every worker dreams of being an owner, and not a single owner ever dreams of being a worker. So that was false. That whole perpetrated nonsense that if you work hard enough, that isn't true. You need to not only work hard enough, you need to sell backers. And then you need to promise those backers more than you can reasonably deliver. And then you were in hock. Your soul is in hock the whole rest of your life. And that's why you act on the owner's desire to continue to fragmentalize us, to compartmentalize us, to keep us from learning from each other, to keep us from sharing thoughts and ideas so that we cannot organize into a consolidated negotiating bloc capable of treating you as an equal. Isn't that what it's all about? And now you're going to be its victim. How's it feel, Mark? So I feel sorry for you. Because if it was happening to me, I'd feel bad too. Having to go out and live on the street again. Having to be afraid of smash and grab thieves, because that's a big thing now, because you've made the world so scared, all you owners. You made us all so scared. The crime is on the rise. Smash and grab crime is on the rise. And you're manipulating the statistics to make it look like it's not. But ask people in our little towns what the problem is. Smash and grab, physical assault, they're on the rise. As is cigarette addiction. How did that happen? How did that happen, all you truthers? Because the owners who own all the cigarette companies continue to promote divisive rhetoric that keeps us separated and unable to organize into a consolidated bloc capable of negotiating with ownership. And that's the way of the world. And so I salute you, Mark Zuckerberg, as your Facebook ship, which I have enjoyed, sinks slowly into the west, surrounded by the sharks of your competitors, who will do everything they can to keep all that fresh meat going over the side from feeding anybody that matters. Because only they matter. This is Eshkalar, telling truth. I don't know why I even bother, because nobody's going to listen. And maybe that's how it should be. I just wish they wouldn't listen to you owners, too. Then we'd be equal. Then you'd know what it's like to be impotent, powerless. You can never be like us, because